University Makerspace. And what we're going to do is a quick example of how to pull from one sub-branch of a project to the sub-branch of another project. So one of the projects that I'm involved with is the chipKIT Max 32, and this is the chipKIT project with the PIC32 Arduino compatible multi-platform IDE and all of those things. So we have a bunch of people working on this in an open source environment. We manage it, but we need to actually work on using various branches. So in GitHub, the interface allows you to look at the overall project. So I'm at chipKIT 32 Max, and I'm right now looking at the master branch. So in the master branch, I've got several various kinds. MZ is our new one for the PIC32 MZ compiler. So if I click on that, it now makes that the default, and you can see quick glance, what the project is with the MZ. But I actually, make changes and want to get those changes moved over. So I'm just going to do a quick check on that. So I want to go to my fork of the project. So if I go and click on my icon, it gives me my summary, repositories contributed to, and one way to get to this is here's the chipKIT Max 32, and it's forked from the official repo. So this is my local clone, and one of the things that GitHub lets you do is it lets you actually do live editing. So for instance, I just want to do a quick live edit, and I'll just update the README file, for instance. So I can actually click the README file, and then in the window there's actually an edit here. And so we look at this. It says the chipKIT project is based on Arduino, which is an open source physical computing platform on a simple I/O board and development environment. The chipKIT project initiated with the PIC32 chips from Microchip, and we have support for the MX line. Now we will be adding support for the new MZ line. Now, here's the thing. I can save this, but what I didn't do was I didn't flip over to the actual branch. So what I'm doing is I'm actually editing the master copy. So I don't want to do that, so I can actually cancel out of my edit. Just tell it to leave the page. So then really what I'm doing is I need to say, okay, let's go and drop down into the master. I actually have Keith V's latest changes here, and the whole thing. It lists sort of what the latest commits are. Anyway, I just want to go back and put that edit in that I had made. So let's say, paste this in. chipKIT project is based on Arduino. The chipKIT project initiated that. Arduino can be used to develop standalone interactive. So I think I've not duplicated it. It looks okay. And I'm just going to say updated README text, commit the change. Alright. So now I actually have a quick change. And so when you go to the project, it uses the README file to sort of give you a quick overview. And it's not formatted great, but we could always change that. Anyway, now that I've done that, there's a thing that popped up, which is I can do a compare and pull request. And the other area is pull requests. So right now I don't have a pull request. I'm going to do it more officially. I'm going to say I want to do a new one. So here's the default is it goes and looks at yours. It looks at the one you forked from. That's all good. I'm going to click new pull. Now here's the deal, is that this is supposed to be on the MZ, and right now it says master to master. Well, my masters are all in the same. So I want to create this pull request, but I wanted to go MZ to MZ. So I need to hit edit. And once I do that, we're in pretty good shape, but I want to drop down and I say, well, I want the MZ over here for the master, because the base fork is what you're going to push to or you're pulling to. But now here's the problem, is it's trying to cross the MZ and my master. And you have to kind of wait for it because it's a little sluggish. So this interface is actually working against us here. But now I edit a second time and I can click the drop down. I can see the MZ. And so now actually I'm comparing the MZ, and you can see the bit of the language that I changed, the lines that stayed the same, the lines that differed. So this is really all that I want, and it's one nice clean commit. So I'll hit create pull request, and right now it's update readme.txt. I don't have an issue. Normally if I have an issue, I will put pound and then the number, and that'll actually tie it automatically to the issue that it's being pulled against. And then I would write a description. This is a quick update of the README. So not very informative, but it's something. So now I'll send that pull request over, and here's the thing. Update pull request. It creates its own issue, number 431, so that's great. Now here's the magic, is that because I did the pull request and I have the ability to make the pull, I can actually go straight to pulling it. So I can click here and say merge pull request. So now I'm actually the opposite side. My job was done by making that first request, but now as the person who can pull it, I'll just say merge pull request, and then I can click confirm merge, and then it's actually in really great shape. And it says you're all set. The MZ rate is completely safe. So the pull request is merged and closed, so we're actually in good shape. There's nothing to worry about here. So if I go back to the chipKIT project, you have to keep track of that URL up at the top, or the project name, because you can, it's the same name in both places. So it actually says I had one pull request, but I took care of it immediately. Now it's refreshed. The pull request is gone. So now what's happened is my Ricklon environment is the same as the chipKIT environment, but the MZ version instead of master. So we made that change to the README, and it says 3 minutes ago I made this update to README. So that's basically the scenario for creating the pull request. And the important thing is to keep track of when you hit the drop down and you pick these different environments, or what I mean is branches, then what happens is it refreshes the interface on each single change. So you can have up to 4 change in weights. So it's a bit annoying, but that's how you would pull between basically 2 branches between 2 projects.